What's up, gamers? Welcome to Spell Tap Gaming Podcast, episode 11. I'm your host, Ryan Goto, and with me again is Christopher J. Gannon,
What's up?
Ben Howard, and Joe Vig. What's up, everybody?
Nothing much.
How was everybody's July 4th?
It was good.
Pretty good.
I went to Legoland.
Nice. You went to Legoland for?
Yeah, I went to Legoland, and we went to the water park like with my nephew and everything. And me and my brother-in-law, they have this slide with like a huge tube that everybody can get in. And we did it once, and we were bored with it, so we went on it again, and we were like jumping out of the tube and everything. Yeah, it was typical boy shit.
Do they have like ball pits, but they're just filled with Legos?
No, I don't think so. It's very much for kids. There's not much adult stuff to do there.
Call it the pain train.
Can you get drinks, please?
Yeah, you can get drinks. They do sell drinks.
Yeah.
All right,
Sick. That's smart.
Parents. Cool.
They're expensive though.
I mean, everything about Legos is expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Legos are a sport now.
Yeah, they are.
I don't have the patience. I like to build those big Lego sets. Like, I'm good.
It's crazy. I think my dad recently built like a huge portrait of like a Japanese wave, like tsunamis.
Yeah.
You seen those?
This is the great way.
Yeah. How about you guys? What you guys do, Joe? What do you and Ruth do?
I left on a plane ride on the 4th of July. So
okay, you had work.
Yeah. So so I had work. So, but
that's un-American.
Yeah, that's it. Working on the 4th of July. That's about as American as it gets.
That's true. That's
capitalism.
Never a day off, baby.
How about you, man?
I shot off fireworks. And not the legal ones, but the fun ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
So
Yeah, for me, just hung out. My girlfriend, my buddy Chris came over. We live in St. Gabriel, and they had this huge fireworks show in the park, and we just walked down there and hang out and watch the fireworks. So it was pretty mellow. It was pretty mellow. No emergencies, no fires in my neighborhood. But it was really hazy in LA still hazy actually.
Yeah, when isn't it?
Yeah. So today on the show, we're going to be talking about the Anime Expo that just happened over the weekend. The Bandai Namco showcase, some of the games they announced. We're going to be talking about Persona 3 Reload, and getting hyped for that. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So let's get into it today. Guys, so today we're going to be talking about some anime stuff. What animes would you recommend? What modern anime would you recommend to someone right now? We'll start with Chris.
Well, One Piece. Literally One Piece. It's don't let the episode count intimidate you. But after a good like 5 or 6 episodes, once you're hooked, you get every bit of the adventure. It's moment to moment. You miss nothing. And there's all this great backstory. All these characters have gone through like crazy things, and you just are constantly rooting for them. And it almost feels like you're on the ship for the adventure. It's so good.
I feel like I'm always meeting somebody new that is like in the middle or beginning of One Piece.
Yeah.
Or like they started One Piece and now they're like, it's so good that like they got their significant other into One Piece now.
Yeah, and those people that are starting it, I envy them because like you can only see it for the first time once. And
For sure.
I love it. Yeah, I'm on like episode 680 something right now. So So yeah, we went through the time skip, and man, it's crazy. I love that show.
I'm in the thousands.
You're already in the thousands?
Yeah, I'm at the Wano arc.
Are you caught up?
I'm not caught up, but I'm there. I'm getting close.
Are you getting into the sub only territory?
No, I'm not a sub supremacist. I actually like to enjoy watching anime.
I coined.
Well, for me, right, I have ADD, so I have a hard time just sitting there and focusing on the reading part of it. And I understand you get more context with the sub, but I'm perfectly fine just being visually entertained by it and, still getting the story.
Absolutely. You get enough context clues, you figure it out.
Yeah.
I think the silly English voice actors are fun, dude. Honestly, like I
Yeah.
think they're great, to be honest. And it's cool because it kind of in so many animes you can recognize their voice in a lot of different shows. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people who are like the sub supremacists, the only exception for them is Dragon Ball Z. That's it. That's like their one exception.
where they'll watch the dub.
Yeah, where they'll watch the dub.
Well, the dub was so good.
How about
It
Cowboy
is.
Bebop?
I'll
Oh,
give it that.
yeah.
I'll give Cowboy Bebop that too.
The dub was
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
the dub was.
Great EA.
Yeah, the dub is. I mean, I don't think I've actually ever watched the Japanese one. The dub's so good.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Japanese version. I watched the dub only for Cowboy Bebop. It was that iconic.
The only bummer is there's only 25 episodes.
Yeah,
Cowboy
but
Bebop?
that's the best part about it is that there are no bad episodes.
I know.
There are no bad
it's
seasons.
So good. It's so good.
It's like that one thing that you want more of, but you can't have more of. But they're just like, but the way that it ended was just like it was so perfect that you
Oh,
there's
that
no,
ending.
yeah.
Oh,
No.
So
oh my God. Whew, goosebumps.
yeah, so if you haven't watched that, if you're
Yeah.
an anime fan and you haven't watched that,
Yeah,
do
you're
yourself
wrong.
a favor.
Okay, so Joe, what about you? What anime would you recommend to someone right now? A modern anime.
Modern one that I recently got into was Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
Yes,
It's
it's a great pick.
basically like zombies in the Industrial Revolution slash like
Yeah,
steampunk era kind of thing.
that's a great way to describe it.
And it's based on a train, so they're rolling around on a train. It's like they're trying to get away from like or trying to find like new like lands that are kind of basically uncontaminated, but you know how that goes. So it's just really good. The character building is really good. The sense of fear that you feel like when they come up to like being like attacked by the zombies and stuff. It's like they don't just like run through them. Like they legitimately struggle for a beginning of the thing without trying to like give too much about it. They just don't know how to defeat it. And so it's like obviously the main character kind of comes into a like way where he's like he figures out like a little like way to like kind of like hold them back or like do some sort of thing. So there's a little thing there and you're like, oh cool, like this character is really sick. And so you're just like watching him develop and like watching him like build up courage and like the classism that's in the show as well. It's just really good. It's really deep. You don't get that a lot in a lot of newer animes. A lot of them are just like really like heavy tits and ass and just like not a lot of substance, which is great if you like that stuff. And I'm not hating, but like this one has a lot of like really good deep storyline and substance and character building and plot and all the good stuff that makes up a good anything. And there's a little bit, yeah, for sure. Like not a lot, but they do it like as sensible as possible and just very like just lightly touched in there.
Yeah.
So it's
There's
nice.
a tasteful amount of fan service, I'd say.
There you go, tasteful. Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Ben?
So my anime pick, I think, for modern anime would be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have a hard time getting into anime. Like I can't just get into any one of them. I'm really, really picky, especially since the first anime I ever started with was Neon Genesis Evangelion, and to this day, I felt like there hasn't been anything really like it that's matched the feelings I've gotten from watching something like that, something that good. But JoJo does a really good job of taking modern anime and saying, yeah, modern anime is freaking stupid, and playing that to playing that to its strengths and making an over the top like it's a satirical commentary on modern anime, as well as making kind of like a story that you can really approach, you can fall in love with. The characters are absolutely ridiculous and bizarre, hence the name. I say to anybody who has tried part 1 or part 2 and like they're like, yeah, maybe not for me, jump into part 3 and then go back into part 1 and part 2 if you get hooked on part 3, because part 3 is the iconic season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. and it's the season that a lot of people land up absolutely loving. There's tons of memes, tons of fan service, great fighting, great action, and also just great characters, and it stays fresh. Like every part is always fresh. Like it's always a new set of characters, but it does carry over from the last part, where like it's about the Joestar family. So super cool anime. And honestly, I feel like in terms of like anime, when I say something's pretty cool, I mean that wholeheartedly, because it's hard for me to get into anime.
I totally agree. For me it's Chainsaw Man. I just thought the brutality in that show is just on another level, and it's just so fun. And there's some, you get attached to characters, and um the things that they go through, like did that just happen? Like, no way. Like, I can't believe it, and it just, it keeps you guessing. There's only been one season out so far. I don't even think, is it the full season? It didn't seem like it. um but the episode that I'm on right now is pretty intense. And speaking of tits and ass, Joe, have you seen that show?
Yeah, I watched the
Yeah,
first couple episodes of it. It's pretty lewd. I love it.
dude, Power, and like some of the, like the main, I forgot the chick that brings the main character into the story, but like they're awesome too. And just the main character story, and like I feel like it's kind of like almost like in a modern day style Japan that has like a lot of things going on with sci-fi and like devils and stuff like that, which is like something that I really think is cool. And yeah, I would definitely check out all of those animes that I think I'm watching everything that you guys already suggested. But if anyone out there, those are great picks.
For
So
sure.
yeah, we're gonna jump into the Bandai Namco showcase, and they recently came out, announced a few games. Let's start with um, I think it's called what's it called?
ボルトとストーリーでどのように関わっている
Not
のか、
this one.
また映像の中でも、アニメ
Let's jump forward a little bit.
Whoa, cosplayers!
るのってやっぱ大事だよね。
There was
みんながいるからもし戦わなきゃ
Nipples.
いけなくなった時に
But he doesn't have nipples, actually. What's up with that?
yeah, that's kind of weird. Have you
None
guys
of these
seen, have you guys
characters have
seen this
nipples.
anime?
Of course.
Dude, iconic.
No, I have not seen Sword Art.
Sword Art Online is so good, man. I
I,
love
I
Rito.
Ryan, are you all caught up like with all the like the newer ones, and then they have like what is it? I'm like I must be missing something, but they finish seasons and then they have like Sword Art Online, and it has like
Yeah.
a new title.
Yeah, so there's like a new movie coming out.
Yeah.
Like it's like I can't remember what it's called.
So
Um,
with Sword Art, what ruined it for me was how they just ended the game for the first part. I was so furious because I wanted them to go through all 100 levels. I was on the train. I was ready for the ride, and then they
Yeah,
just
for
took
sure.
that shit from me.
The build up in the first season was really good. I really loved everything about it. It was like, this is cool and this seems fresh, and I was like excited to watch all the next episodes. And then when it finished, I kind of like lost steam.
It did. I was furious because I was ready to go the distance, and then they went into like the fairy game, and then they go into like the gun world. The gun world was sick.
Yeah.
But
Gun Art Online.
yeah, it lost it for me, man. It was like, where do you go from there?
For sure. I never watched that one. That's like the first person shooter version of the show, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it was really cool.
so this is called Sword Art Online Last Recollection. Look at that, Kirito is ladies man.
You know, those damn
I'll tell you
figures.
what, these look like really, really bad generic graphics.
Yeah, I don't think the Sword Art Online games have gotten a whole lot of
It looks rough, dog.
love. That's
Yeah.
true.
It looks like
I
something
can't
you
tell what
play on your
Arsenal's trying
phone.
to be.
It definitely looks like a mobile game.
It does, doesn't it?
That's like the feel I'm getting from it.
Pay to win.
But you know what? I don't feel like Bandai Namco's putting a lot into its other side projects. I feel like right now they're like, and that's why I was so shocked when they didn't show anything about Tekken 8 at Anime Expo. I feel like they're putting a lot of resources in Tekken 8 because holy crap, that game looks fucking amazing. And I
It
feel like
better
that's
have
gonna
to
be their
compete.
that's gonna be their big seller
Yeah.
this year.
It's gonna have to compete with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So
And
it's
let me tell you, I was playing Street Fighter before I left on this trip, and for some reason, the last time I booted it up, it looked incredible. Like the character models looked incredible. So it's gonna have a lot to fight with.
So that's why I'm saying I think that they're pouring all their resources right now into Tekken 8, given that it's such a highly competitive market right now with all those games coming out. And yeah, it's just you can really tell right here with that Sword Art game. I was like, what art style are you trying to go for here? Are you trying to go for like cartoon, like a cartoonish art style? You're trying to go for a realistic, because I feel like there's like a blend of both. And
It looked like a
it looks
cell shaded,
awkward.
but it looked like
Cell shaded. That's the word.
way more curvy though. They rendered it differently.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't get the point of that.
Like, why wouldn't you just get all the funding from all these crappy games and just make a sort of online game where it's actually a MMO and you can actually create a character set in that universe and you can have your own sort of online story. Like, why is it so hard? People are like, we need to follow Kirito's story.
I'm not playing any Sword Art Online game until I can be loaded into it like the show.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I have to die if my health drops to 0.
So the VR is the way to go for this. It needs to be a VR only game.
I mean,
They're gonna do it.
So VR MMOs, they're like whatever, dude. If you ever try Zenith, you'll realize what I'm talking about. They're whatever, because you're literally doing the exact same thing, except you're now like swinging the sword and stuff like that. But you still go to a spot. You have to kill all these enemies to get the one piece of loot, and then the enemies will respawn. You got to kill them again or whatever. It's such a terrible loop for VR.
You get tired of swinging a sword.
Yeah, dude. It's like it does a number on your shoulders.
That's hilarious.
And imaginary are like, oh, god damn it.
I feel like I don't know if this is going to like offend any diehards that are really into like Japanese developers, but let me just say, Japanese developers right now, like Nintendo and Bandai Namco, I feel like are really out of touch with like what people want in like Nintendo like is been out of touch for a while with what people want, like Mario and Metroid Prime. They haven't shown that for years now. Bandai Namco, I feel like, is kind of the same way, where they're really out of touch with what the community wants. Like, I think that'd be so neat to have a Sword Art Online RPG, but I'm not sure what they're thinking.
Yeah, why is it an action game? I don't understand.
Yeah. Why is it an action game?
It should be. I don't know. I feel like you already have good source material there. Where's the effort to try to like just recreate the show in a game?
Gets a little fan servicey at times too. Like you could just tell they're trying to make a quick buck off of people that are really like into Sword Art or really into Naruto and Boruto. I mean, as much as like, yeah, maybe these games will be great. And I applaud them if they are great, but a lot of the time I feel like with anime games especially, they're just trying to make a quick buck off of the diehard fandom.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've seen a lot of good things about One Piece Odyssey though. That game actually looks pretty good.
It's good. I have it.
Yeah, but it needs to be localized.
I know. I mean the thing with One Piece Odyssey, right, is it's a very traditional turn-based RPG.
Which I love.
Yeah, no, it's fun, but you got to be willing to sink the time in for it.
Do you play that on your PC?
No, I have it on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it is a console.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next game they announced was Batten Kaitos 1 and 2. Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remaster. Because you
Whoa.
guys
What?
asked for this.
Oh yeah.
Man,
You guys
Totally.
totally wanted this,
Yeah,
right?
man.
It's a
I've
card
been
battle.
waiting.
It's a card battler RPG. And you get to fight people with cards. It's like we're gonna duel. We're gonna
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd rather just do some Yu-Gi-Oh, bro.
Have you guys ever played a Batsun Kaitos game?
No, I don't even know what that is.
No, I'd never heard of it either.
Okay. I'm not sure if they have. Maybe there's an anime based on it. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, if you're a Batsun Kaito fan,
Yeah, should we be hyped for this game or?
what are we missing out on right now?
Were you one of the 5 people in the audience that was screaming and cheering and losing your mind over this announcement?
Yeah, I
Everyone
want
else is
I
just
want to
looking
know
at
from
you.
you.
I want to know from your perspective. Was everybody looking at you when you were the only one standing in the crowd and cheering?
Did you scare the 10 people around you that were potentially waiting
it's
for
like,
some
it-
sort of
it-
other
It
announcement?
looks cool. Like they're showing some cool cutscenes and stuff, but let me see some gameplay. I can't make a buy based on a cutscene because I've.
Wait, is that it? Oh.
That,
Want
They
some
show us a photo?
Oh,
gameplay?
here we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's
Here
some
we go,
gameplay,
baby.
baby. Look at this.
okay, so the cards have action scenes that play out.
Relive
The
classic
classic
story.
RPG story.
I don't know. There's so many other classic RPG stories to relive, like before this one.
Yeah, like Mario RPG.
Like,
I was about
yeah.
to say Mario RPG.
Let's just be real. This is going far down on that list.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll get to it 10 years after the remaster.
Well, it's a good thing Bandai Namco has like Elden Ring and Armored Core.
Why did they show any Elden Ring DLC?
They have it locked up, man.
Because they don't have it yet. It's not
Yeah.
done.
Dang, man. Everybody wants that.
Did you enjoy Elden Ring, Ben?
Yeah, Elden Ring was great. I thought it was so cool.
It's still sitting on the shelf.
You haven't busted it open at all, or you
No,
started it? and you-
I played 10 minutes. Played it for about 10-20 minutes, and I was like, oh, I don't have the time to get good at this, so I just stuck it on the shelf.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bought it.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
That's the trouble with Souls games is that like it could be a bit of a learning curve with
Yeah,
Souls games.
I'm not trying to get frustrated. I'm not trying to break it.
For sure.
Just trying to play a game.
It's like the moment I figure out the boss's pattern, he changes that shit up and he just annihilates me, and I'm just like, oh.
That's what I always felt about Souls games is that like there's like when you learn the BS in the Souls games, like you think the boss is dead, right? And then all of a sudden it springs out another form and then just annihilates you.
Yeah.
After you learn that, like you're able to beat the bosses. But I have always felt when people like approach Souls games for the first time, I always tell them, be ready to be killed by bullshit. Be ready to just get blasted by bullshit in the beginning and accept it for what it is, and then just be ready for it the next time because you're gonna get killed by something you don't expect.
Just be ready to be angrier at a game than you've ever been angry.
That's the truth, dude. That's the truth.
But the art is so cool. The
Yeah,
art
no,
is
yeah.
so cool.
I agree. Yeah, the monsters look amazing and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely times where you just get absolutely like wrecked, and you're just like, dude, that was so cheap. I just got one-shotted. But you learn the patterns, and you learn stuff to do, and then you just get past it eventually.
Mhm.
So what did you guys think of Sekiro then?
Never played.
Sekiro?
Haven't played it
It was
either.
the Japanese Souls game that
Nope.
got like I think it got Game of the Year or something like that, a Game Awards, something like that. It was
Oh no.
Any
So-
That's pretty cool.
game where someone says it's a Souls game, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
So So Elden Ring is just like an RPG that has all the things that I hate and none of the things that I love. You know,
Mm,
when I play an RPG, I want a narrative, not a story. Like there's so much lore in Elden Ring that I don't give a fuck about. It doesn't make any sense to me.
mm.
So they really like killed my sense of like the meaning or like why I'm even like doing this. Um, but I get like the if you're into like the gameplay loop and like the difficulty, like I totally understand. But there's not a single character in that game that I can remember that I give a shit about.
For sure.
True.
So
Yeah.
that was like a big thing for me. That was a big thing for me. But I get like people just love to get sweaty and they like to push the stats and see and go up against the bosses and how different ways they can approach those situations. So that's cool. I get it, but I think for a game to be game of the year, it should be more accessible. So
It's true.
that's what I think. So next game is Sandland. It looks like it's from the makers of Dragon Quest, I want to
It
say.
is. It's Akira
Oh,
Toriyama.
yeah, they showed this game. Wasn't it the guy who helped make the Dragon Ball Z manga or something
Yeah.
like that that did this game?
It looks pretty cool.
Looks like
I do like that Dragon Ball art style.
I love Akira Toriyama art. You know what I loved is that because this one I think it looks like it has like the smaller characters. Have you
Mhm.
played any of the Builders games?
No.
They're really good.
Did they show
Basically
this
like
game
a-
off at Summer Games Fest as well?
I think so. Or like a small
think so.
small bit of it.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh
Oh yeah,
the
this was
creator
the
of Dragon
game.
Ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's looks like they're in a desert world. The dude's riding around in a tank. The guy is like some kind of devil. And he has
Reminds me of
vehicles. Looks like
of
an
like a
open world game.
Borderlands kind of art style.
Yeah. It looks like an open world game with
A
vehicles.
little Mad Max going on there.
Okay. This looks cool. I don't know if it's for me.
Vehicle and hand-to-hand combat. That's an interesting combo. Let's see what part of the gameplay is the better one.
Actually, seems pretty cool.
Yeah. No release date.
Cool.
It's interesting.
Sandman. Sandland.
Sandland.
Might be.
Mr. Sandman,
The land of sand.
bring me a
Mr.
meme.
Sandland.
Are you guys big Naruto fans?
No.
No.
Nah.
I'm a big
Um,
ramen fan though, so that's why I like Naruto.
Did you guys watch the anime at any point?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I watched it. What turned me off of it is there's so much filler.
Yeah.
There's so much filler.
For sure.
Now, if they were to do
Absolutely.
something like they did with Dragon Ball Z, and when they released Dragon Ball Z Kai and got rid of all the filler, then I would jump back in and finish it.
It's cool. Yeah, there are some cool fighting scenes and stuff. And
Yeah,
some
when
of
the fighting happens, it's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of and the idea of like how they get their energy and like all that stuff is it's cool. But yeah, I teetered out after like the first like 3 seasons, I
Mhm.
think.
Well, I guess we figured out that Naruto survives to be an adult, which is shocking. Because he has a kid, which is again shocking. His name is Boruto. This game is called Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections.
Is it co-op?
I don't know anything.
I have no idea.
See,
It
I
might
would-
be. I think it's just like single player.
I wouldn't mind
like,
playing these
first
types of
person.
games because they look really sick, but I want to play with more than one person.
Think doing this would get your wish granted?
Like I
Are
play whenever you play, if you play any of like the Musos where they have co-op, they're awesome. Like anime Musos.
Hmm.
Like hell it is.
Seeing a lot of cutscenes here. Cutscenes look good.
Yeah, it still doesn't seem like they have like a lot of gameplay footage for some of these games.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy a game, not a movie.
It's localized. Localized.
Yep, you hit the
And
nail.
if I buy a movie, I'm not buying this one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep. So Baruto.
Cool.
Baruto
Guess.
X Naruto. Extremely
Sorry if
long
you're a
name.
Naruto
for a
fan.
game.
Tell us why we should like Naruto in the comments.
Yeah.
What are we missing?
Why were a bunch of kids in my high school wearing the headbands?
Someone
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
just writes, they go, because.
Why,
Nothing else, because.
why was it the bit? Even though I liked anime, I just did not want to be seen with anybody that was a Naruto fan.
Right? I was the same way.
I was like, I love anime, but I cannot hang out with you, bro. I'm so sorry.
Just walk up and just take that shit off their head. Just like, what are you doing?
Let us make something clear. You're not cool.
I'm sorry.
So many people are like, "Fuck you guys." That was me.
I'm so sorry if that was you. I love the anime, but I just don't like Naruto.
Yeah, that dude bugs me. Although he had that power where he like turned into a bunch of naked chicks. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He
Nosebleed.
should just stay that way.
I had the Ben syndrome that where like I started with Evangelion, so the watermark was so high, so it's like you watch anything else after that, you're just kind of like.
It's definitely a lot. Evangelion's definitely a lot more adult though too.
That's the thing though, and then so I watched Evangelion, and then I watched Cowboy Bebop. So I was thinking like, this is what to expect from anime. Like that was like I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I'm just like. I watched some other like what was the other one that I got into shortly afterwards? It's from the same dude, Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, the music is so good, and then like characters are still so good. And I'm just like, man, this is fucking amazing. And then I watched Inuyasha growing up, and then like, you see like that one was a little bit more like kind of shonen, kind of like traditional, like of what like a lot of the stuff is now that like kind of evolved into, but yeah, man, the watermark was so high. Oh yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is a sit.
Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah, that was pretty cool. All the Toonami animes are pretty good.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. If it was on Toonami, it was probably deep in my memory.
Did you guys ever see the anime? I forgot what it's called. Oh, the Forgotten Paradise or something. It's a bunch of orphans that are living in this house, and they have no idea that like outside their orphanage is like the world of demons, and they're like harvesting their like their bodies and eating them and stuff like that.
Oh,
no.
Sounds cool though.
It's called the Forgotten Wonderland or Lost
Wonderland.
Forgotten Wonderland. Are you guys Jujutsu Kaisen fans?
Haven't seen it.
No.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. There's also a movie that's pretty good. If you haven't seen the show yet, I would recommend starting with the movie. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Sick.
Yeah, I went down the same path as Joe. I did Neon Genesis, then Cowboy Bebop right after. And I have a really good friend who like always tells me what anime he's watching, and like he tells me if it's worth a go or not. And yeah, he said like right after I showed him Neon Genesis, like after my first time going through it and going for the movies and stuff like that, I said to him watch it, and then he started being like recommending me anime like Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that. So that's how I found Cowboy Bebop. That's how I found JoJo, and like he's honestly like my go-to guide for really, really good top tier animes.
Nice.
For sure. I think everybody has a friend like that where you're just like, if they suggest you something, you're like, all right, I'll give it a couple episodes and I trust you.
I have a friend like that, but his recommendation sometimes sucks. You want to know why? He's a fucking Naruto fan. He's like, bro, you gotta watch Naruto. I'm like, nah.
Oh my god!
Like straight gas, but he's like, oh yeah, by the way, like Naruto, season 6.
Oh yeah,
it really picks up, bro.
Yeah, season 6.
It really makes a turnaround.
I'm sure it does.
I did not think that I would like One Piece more than Naruto though, and I love One Piece. So.
Dude. Yeah, the reason why people don't watch One Piece is because they're intimidated by the episode count.
Mhm.
That's true.
But
sure.
it's great, especially since there's thousands.
So okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. I believe this might be like the first game. So, and I think it's like a fighting game.
What, like a 2D fighter?
I think it's like a 2v2 fighter.
Oh, kind of like a Marvel vs. Capcom type thing.
Yeah. So this
What?
dude has to eat
Tag team?
fingers, like demon fingers, to get more powerful. That's like kind of like the premise of it, I think.
Yummy.
Yeah, they're pretty gross. He does it though, because he's fucking psycho. It's pretty cool. I recommend you guys check it out. Check out the anime if you haven't seen the show. I would start with a movie. They kind of
Oh,
gives you
dude,
a
that does look
backstory.
sick.
It looks like a Dragon Ball Z fighter.
Yeah.
I was getting that feeling, especially when they're in the air.
Yeah.
The thing that will make or break this for me is if the way they're fighting each other, all those buildings, all those walls have to be destructible.
Absolutely.
Because if
Yeah.
they're not, it's gonna kill the fighting.
Did you
Yeah,
just
you
see
have
that
to
impact
be able
from
to
that?
slam into trees and stuff.
I did, but I want someone going
It looked
through
like a
it.
cutscene.
This does look pretty cool.
Yeah, you got the main characters there fighting it out. The animations look sick.
I low key, this is just
First
a
Clash.
wish list or something. I would love a Prince of Tennis game.
The Prince of Tennis game,
Yes.
or a Prince of Tennis RPG,
No,
where
Prince of
like it has
Tennis
tennis elements
game.
in it. Oh, okay, that's it.
You get to do all
Yeah.
the special moves.
They have a water polo anime, Ryan.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do. So they do a water polo anime game now.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, they have a game for real?
No, I'm saying they have to do one
Oh,
now.
that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
that's the big thing. And my buddy is like always filling me in on like what's popular in Japan, and he said that like sports animes are very popular. Like that's like
Really?
Right now.
yeah, like they have like all sorts. Like the Prince of Tennis is like a good
I saw the
example. They
volleyball
have like
one.
they have a volleyball one, a basketball one,
Slam
Ice
dunk.
skating.
the water polo one, which I recently saw, and a lot of those are inspired because they just recently hosted the Olympics. So
Have
they
you
had a
have you seen
huge
Ice
boost.
Shield 2020?
Mm,
It's a football anime.
what? No way!
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sure it's
awesome.
super over the top. That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Like soccer football?
No, American football.
Whoa.
There's nothing better than the way that Japanese people see us and portray us, like in anime. Like
Oh
the
my
way that they portray Americans
It's
is my
the
favorite.
best.
Tom
It's my
Brady-san.
favorite. I aspire to be as American as they think I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to live up to it.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all we have for the Bandai Namco showcase. Yeah, not really.
Yeah,
anything
a bit
I was
lackluster.
too stoked about. They had panels. They talked about it, and like I think for the fans maybe of those animes, and they're stoked about it. Seems like I heard some cloud claps.
Pretty meh.
But yeah, pretty meh. Pretty meh. The
I don't-
Jujutsu Kaisen thing looks cool, but I don't like fighting games, so
I don't think that they have the resources like Square Enix to devote all these smaller games. Like they need to focus on their bigger IPs and make those like
Yeah.
some more solid and better.
Wait,
I don't know.
Ryan, you don't even like Mortal Kombat, like the old school ones?
The only time I've ever played Mortal Kombat was like in the arcades, the
Oh.
actual arcades.
Mm.
Yeah, I never played like a home. Maybe I like rented it and it was like cool for like a weekend, but then yeah,
I'll also be honest that after Trilogy, I fell off of Mortal Kombat. I just
Same.
I
Trilogy
never
is
really
like the bomb.
Yeah, it has the best character roster and everything. And after that, there was no effort for me to. I mean, there's nothing keeping me playing that game.
I wanted them to keep, or like as the game progressed, I wanted them to keep doing like the real people as the characters. I liked that.
For sure.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I was more of a Soul Calibur person.
Yeah, Soul
If
Calibur
I
is
had to pick a
the
fighting
best,
game.
dude.
For
Yeah.
sure. Soul Calibur and Street Fighter always.
Yep. So
It was
Atlas is
Smash Bros.
also Smash Brothers. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Um,
brawler though. That's not a
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah,
game.
that's true.
That's
That's
Yeah, I
true.
guess, yeah. Some people don't consider it a fighting game. It's definitely a fighter, but it's not a fighting game.
Yeah.
So Atlas was there. They talked about Persona Tactica, Persona 5 Tactica,
Yeah.
the strategy game.
Persona also needs to
I don't
stop focusing on these like smaller games like the dancing rhythmic game, even though that one's kind of popular, and all these like card games and quiz games and all these other like stupid things. I'm like, can you just focus
Yeah.
on the mainline series and give us another Persona 6?
We're waiting. We're holding our breath for Persona 6, man.
Like,
Do you think?
stop remaking Persona 5 like for the fifth time.
Well, now they're remaking previous Persona games.
Well, that's good because check it out. They released Persona 4 Golden, which is great because that's the best way to play Persona 4. So that's awesome. But they released it alongside Persona 3 Portable, which is like the least optimal way to play Persona 3 versus like except for maybe playing the original one. You can't control the other characters. You can only control one character during the battle. You can't see your character walking around. It's just a little like a pink dot that you just watch go around, which is kind of cool because you can traverse stuff very quickly. But it's just very like bare bones. Like it's about as bare bones as you can get with an RPG. It does have amazing music, so good. It's so good that I actually bought the CD soundtrack for it. But that's the only thing that was really keeping me in it besides the characters. So I was like, this is gonna be awesome, and I'm glad that they're finally doing this. But releasing Persona 3 Portable seems a little greedy now.
Yeah, they after Persona 5 Golden, they have such high hopes. Honestly, they have the same kind of I feel like they have the same kind of stress on them that like The Witcher 3 put on CDPR. That's the level of like quality like I'm expecting now from Atlas, or at least like a new like sequel in the series. Which is like I don't know how they're gonna live up to that, but looking forward to it.
They will.
excited to see it.
I think already, like from the trailer from this, I'm already getting the vibes of like what the new Persona will be, and I'm like feeling good about it. I
Yeah.
have high
So
hopes.
yeah, they released a gameplay trailer for Persona 3 Reload, which I'll play right now. And man, guys, this got me going.
Same.
I was so excited when they released
Any
because I
questions before I go?
Like the way that they redid the character models too, because like those are the original like drawings that they did, and then how they've rendered them, it looks so sick because you've never seen this before. Like you've never seen characters like in this like detail or
So did they give it like a fresh coat of paint?
yeah,
this is
they
more than
don't
a fresh coat of paint.
none of
This
this
is a
was in the
rebuild.
original game.
Oh,
This
okay.
is a full-on rebuild. Like the original game, you don't, yeah, like I said, like you don't see yourself walking around.
Oh, wow.
And the only time you see yourself walking around is when you go through the dungeons. And when you go through the dungeons and you fight, you only control you and the other two characters. Like you just pray to God that they don't do something stupid.
Oh.
Like if you need them to hit a weakness of like somebody, they won't. They'll attack or they'll
They'll
heal
never do it.
or when they only have like 2 SP and it's the last attack that they need to like do something like important for you, they'll heal themselves
Let me show you
when they're already full health. Yeah, stuff like that. So it's really infuriating. So the fact that they're doing this now is like I stopped playing Persona 3 Portable and I was like, yeah, there's no way I can continue playing this knowing that there's a new one coming out.
How do you guys feel about the Persona series? Ben, you played Persona 5, I'm sure. Have you played any other ones?
Yeah, I played Persona 5, and I played currently playing Persona 5 The Royal, which the Royal I feel like it's the definitive way to play
It
Persona
is.
5.
So
and
Golden and Royal are like that's the premium way to play 4 and 5.
absolutely, the soundtrack absolutely slaps for Persona 5. Rivers in the Desert, ooh, it's
Bro,
hard. hits different.
Shoji Meguro is one of the greatest composers of video games, like in the modern era.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
a great game. I really feel like you guys were saying before, they gotta focus more assets into doing the next Persona rather than doing fan service games, because you know what? I mean, the fan service games, I mean, they do make money, and like the
Yeah, they
dancing
do.
games like that.
And the fighting
Because
game too.
yeah,
They have a fight like a Persona 4 Arena or something like that. That one is like it's done by the same people that do Guilty Gear.
Arc
So
Systems or whatever.
yeah, Arc System Works, and it looks. Let me tell you, it looks fucking incredible. But it is like it's just all flash.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a Persona 5 Muso game that was okay. I didn't beat it. It was kind of fun, but I don't know. It didn't keep me playing.
Dude, Musos are just casual. Like I want to kick ass.
It was
Are
very
you talking about Strikers?
Strikers, yes.
Yeah. So I think I got to like the last third of the game where I'm about to finish it, and I have no like incentive
Desire.
to keep. Yeah, there's no desire other than just knowing that I finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the gameplay loop really lost me. I started getting really bored real quick.
So, Chris, this is what P3 Portable looks like. This is like the current release.
Welcome. I've been waiting a long time.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's just
Whoa.
it's just see how like the characters are, how different it is.
Super bare bones.
Yeah, the character models are very, very basic. I like how they kept the UI kind of the same though. It looks like, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, it's going to keep all the same flavor of the game, but this is going to be
Wait,
the
so was
definitive.
this when
This is
what
what we
year did
have
this
now.
come out?
Oh, originally,
Yeah.
that came out for the PSP.
I figured as much.
So around 03, 02, yeah, whenever the PSP era, between 03 to 05.
Yeah, I never
sorry,
liked
later
any of
than that.
any Bandai Namco games on PSP. They were a lot of them were all bad, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar. I'm not very familiar with the Persona series. I don't play too many of those anime games.
Oh man,
it's a lot like Pokemon. I feel.
Yeah.
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 You collect demons essentially, just like you collect Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's the same battle style too, like the same kind of like turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
Cool thing too is that like there's like the mechanic of like fusing them.
Yeah.
So like you'll fuse like different ones together, and you can keep like different like attacks that they have. Like so if you're this one does electricity, and you want to keep that, which is like Zeo.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, cool. Like, I'm gonna fuse this one with this one, and I'm gonna keep these attributes of this, and just like basically you make like the best version of like the next fusion. You just keep going.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
That does
really
sound fun.
cool.
They have like some penis shaped monsters
Yep.
too.
Yeah, they have a penis monster. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
like
Bro,
that'll be my main.
when I saw that, I screenshotted that and sent it to Ryan. Dude, I was laughing so hard.
I was like, why does it look so familiar?
That's one familiar looking phallus.
Yeah, it's like that is a dick right there. So yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, like tongue in cheek stuff, a lot of really cool anime tropes that I really love, and it feels like you're playing an anime. I think it has a really cool story, and the characters are really great. That's why I love Persona.
Yeah.
And
Social links, dude. All the like the bonding that you do between characters, like just normal NPCs that you just wouldn't care about. You love. You're just like I have this huge bond with like these random characters like in this game.
They did say that Persona 3 Reload is not releasing with some of the features that of the previous games had. Like, there's no female protagonist choice now.
That was okay. So that's the one thing I did love about Portable, because the female protagonist is fucking dope. Like her character design is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different dialogue as well between the male and the female.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I mean, because they respond to you differently because you're talking to them as a female or you're talking to them as a male. So that changed. that changes things in portable. So that's one plus, I guess.
I would
Kinda
love
cool.
Persona 6 to have a choice.
Yeah, between
Characters.
female and male. That's one thing I loved about the new Fire Emblem, is being
Yeah,
able to choose between a male and female protagonist, even though that
that's
the
cool.
storyline absolutely didn't matter. But
No, I just like feel like it adds so much replayability. And
yeah,
if
for
you can do
sure.
that, if they can pull it off, it's probably hard, but I love games when they do that. I am so excited for Reload. That's coming early next year.
Yeah, I hope it gets a
Um,
physical release.
me too, me too. But yeah, releasing on all platforms.
Beginning
Um,
of next year.
yeah, really stoked for that. Well, I think that's about it for us today, guys. Any closing comments on the Anime Expo or Persona Reload?
Yeah. Where the hell's Tenkaichi 4?
I don't know.
Like, dude, I didn't know any of that shit that came up. Like, aside from sword art.
Yeah.
For a closing comment, I'd say if you haven't played any of the Persona games, play Persona 4 Golden first. That's the premium way to play a game before Persona 5,
Yes.
before this game comes out. Then if for some reason you can wait, play Persona 3 Reload, then play Persona 4 Golden, then play Persona 5 Royal, and you will have all the best ways to play all those Personas.
Yes. And then you'll be caught in the Persona nets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome.
One of us. One
You
of
can check
us.
out
It was a
anytime you like.
waffle.
You can
We
never
accept you.
leave.
All right. Ben, what about you? Any closing comments for you?
No, not really. I think that Suicide Squad Isekai looked pretty cool that they showed. That was definitely a really unexpected reveal. I think that was the highlight of AX. Honestly, it was kind of a lackluster AX in terms of announcements. I expected a lot more from Bandai Namco, but it's not like they're not gonna do Elden Ring DLC. It's not like they're not gonna show more Tekken 8. But I would have loved them to show that stuff today or during AX.
Yeah, they're probably going to show a lot of stuff at PAX. Yeah, look forward to that pretty soon. And that's about it for us at Spell Tap Gaming. Thank you, Chris, Joe, and Ben for joining us today. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and share with your friends who are also interested in gaming. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we will see you later.